What's good, y'all? I have to pop in on the phone today instead of the laptop, so I'm getting the angle all right. Please bear with me. I appreciate your guys' patience. Hope y'all are having a good day out there on the internet. What's good? It is March 26th today. Let me change my calendar out so we've got the right date in here. That's for recording purposes only. The message is timeless, could be past, present, or future energy. Y'all know what's good. All right, so we are just live on YouTube today. There is no Facebook Live right now. It's just kind of a drain on my energy, actually. So I am going to ring in the bell and open the circle because we have hit that minute mark and you know what time it is. Welcome in, witches, bitches, twats, and thoughts. I'm Black Betty, and I'm Karma's right hand. This is the Underdog Ministry. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys can hear me because I'm not on the laptop with the mic today. I'm just on the phone. Hey, Larkspur, good morning. Well, I guess it's afternoon now. It's 1 o'clock here. Happy day. How are you? I've got 2 pages today of automatic writing. This one's kind of interesting. I'm not a tech person, but I'm getting a tech reading today, okay? What I've got down here is it said, I saw a room full of like computers and parts and like bins with cables and like extra hard drives and things like that. It's full of inventory for repairs, all right? Someone who is running this repair shop uses old hardware. Hard drives, old phones, external storage, flash drives, things like that that they have either like got from donations for repairs or for like they're getting from old offices, things like that. This person's scrubbing all this stuff to find identity information, bank account information, passwords, personal data. This person either uses this to create fake financial accounts for themselves, or they sell this information to commit identity theft on the owners of the original equipment. The crime ring used the wrong person's information. The person whose information they used last has been under surveillance or being investigated for something. The strange activity surrounding their identity contradicts their surveillance records and GPS locations that are being verified by cell phone records. Investigators took notice of these discrepancies, and the inquiry has now shifted from the suspect being a suspect to them actually being a victim of identity and financial theft meant to frame them. This is where it gets interesting. These are RICO charges, and I looked this up, just basic Google information. I don't have any websites to cite the information, but RICO stands for Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. It involves organized crime and gangs, white collar crime that would include fraud, money laundering, bribery, embezzlement, complex conspiracies that would include like gang stalking to shut up a witness, things like what's going on with the Epstein files. It covers political and corporate corruption. These acts are punishable by up to a $25,000 fine and 20 years to life in prison. Mandatory forfeiture of all assets and interests in their enterprise, wherever they're stealing money from, embezzling money from, all the money, the proceeds of their crimes, they have to give it all up. And then as I finish this up, I hear the song Rico Suave by Gerardo. And the lyric, that's the price that you pay for being a gigolo. Okay, so let's roll some dice, you guys, and get a RICO reading in for you. Let me shut my drapes really quickly. All right, now I can see without being blinded by looking in that direction. That's much better. All right, let's shake up the dice. Headphone warning, you guys. magnet. Wise ass. Somebody's a wise ass, smart ass. Better than being a dumbass, I guess. A wise ass. Bridge. Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel. The Bridge to Terabithia. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a really cool kids book that I read when I was like, I don't know, junior high probably. So mid 80s it was already published. It's part of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe Chronicles, I think. I'm not 100% certain. It's been a really long time. Here, as opposed to there. Vested. That's what they call it when you've worked long enough somewhere that your 401k matching contributions are yours for like the initial time you worked somewhere. It's like you pay 3% in and your company matches 3%, but if you quit, you don't get that 3%. But if you stay for a certain amount of time, then you do get to keep it towards your retirement. This is like banking knowledge from like 17 years ago, though, so I'm probably outdated with it. That was a K, and I flipped it over and flipped it back. Kicker, K-I-C-K-E-R. That could be an amp, and that could also be, well, that's the kicker. That 3%, that's the kicker. You got to stay, or you got to let go of that money. That's the kicker. It's the trick. It's the fine print, red tape. Hunger. Hunger Strike, the song by Temple of the Dog. Somebody has to be, I don't know why somebody wants somebody to really want something bad. They have to have a real hunger for something. We only have one die left, and there's not going to be a word out of that, so I tossed it back in the can. We've got wise ass, bridge, here, vested, kicker, and hunger. And then we've got this whole Rico conspiracy thing. So let's get into it. Let's tap in. Holy Spirit, Most High God, benevolent beings of divine knowledge and grace, please be with me as I channel this specific message here today. Please make it clear, true, and concise, and let it contain accurate information, absolutely no lies. Archangel Michael, surround me with your wings of light and cut off all energetic projections that are not for my absolute highest timeline. Ace of Swords. Well, there's that sword of light, sword of truth. Somebody's getting clarity on something. Somebody's about to make a wise choice, a wise ass decision. Somebody might even be trying to start a fight by being a fucking smartass, by being the antagonist here. I'm really getting a justice and a breakthrough, like the breakthrough on this case. This is that investigators took notice and the inquiry shifted from being a suspect to them being a victim of identity theft. Romance scams, 2 of Cups in the reverse. Somebody running romance scams. There's a breakthrough on this. Four of Swords. All right. This is laying something to rest. This is also deep thought. This is meditation. This is really contemplating something. This is also trying to recover from something. Keeping yourself safe. Finding your safe space. Finding your peace. Recovering your peace. So somebody here is getting very clear discernment that they have been the victim of a romance scam. And this is somebody that's trying to recover their peace after this. We've got the Three of Pentacles here. All right, so this was a focus. They were targeted. They were targeted. This was a group that does this. Somebody that sees a good mark and tells the rest of the group. Then this other person comes in and is the closer. Like the, oh my God, that is the biggest mosquito hawk I've ever seen. Something just moved up above me and there's a bug in my house and it's like this big. I'm not even lying, y'all. It's a peaceful one, so you can just kick it. Just try not to fly in my face while we are doing the reading. Okay, as long as it's not a big ass spider, we're good. So there is it's like a target. Somebody really, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Well, there's that missing money. This is the theft. This is the somebody not seeing something and kind of maybe being naive to the fact that they're being taken advantage of here. Somebody got catfished. That's just basically what this whole row says. Somebody got catfished here. All right. We've got Death at the bottom of the deck in reverse. Well, look, when this is over, whatever this is somebody got catfished, somebody's maybe becoming aware of the fact or is going to be made aware by investigators that they have been a victim of some sort of scam scheme to take money, to take information, maybe personally identifiable information, to hack into your accounts, to take this could even be somebody that comes in the guise of being a repair person and then tries to romance somebody, aka Rico Suave over here. Okay? Somebody that's got to have 2 or 3 mujeres at the same time, 2 or 3 women at the same time. Okay, so tell me about the room full of computers, inventory repairs, and somebody who is running this repair shop. They're finding personally identifiable information, bank accounts, etc. Look, they're recovering information. We got the Four of Swords twice in here. Within 6 cards. Statistics on that. 2 different decks. So right now, somebody here is really being forced to try and remember whose machine is whose. Somebody can't remember. They've taken parts. They've used names from parts. They don't remember where they have disposed of stuff. Somebody's really trying to, the contemplation, it's like somebody's really trying to think about all of their steps so they can clean their digital footprint up. 7 of Pentacles. The paper trail, all the work they've done, it's gonna, Okay, everybody that's been a victim. This is not one person that has been victimized. So this is going to be an energy of one perpetrator, multiple victims here. They've worked on a lot of stuff here. Seven of Pentacles. Really dug deep on it too, like meticulously. I'm hearing combing for information. Combing. Looking for a needle in a haystack. Looking for the golden goose. Seven of Wands right behind the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so this person, the one that's looking for the needle in the haystack, is going to be caught up. They're going to need to find a defense attorney. They're going to need defending. They're going to need defending. King of Wands in the reverse. Illicit actions. This is somebody reversing like IP address information. They're like swapping data sets to try and frame somebody. I have no fucking clue what any of this means. I am so technologically challenged. I can't even really hook up like a printer to my computer for real. All right, somebody is watching. Page of Swords. I'm getting some stuff that I don't really want to say. I'm trying to find the right words to infer. The person that is the thief uses components from equipment they've repaired. Maybe not even letting the owners know that they've swapped out a hard drive, or that they have copied it, or they have installed a keystroke program on the computer so they can digitally monitor the right target. Illicit actions. I think somebody has done this to somebody young. Page of Swords. They're watching somebody that... Do you get what I'm saying? I'm trying not to say it outright, because if you say it outright, then the algorithm will go, well, this video doesn't need to be seen. So let's just say it's going to tie back to headlines, but not directly. It would be similar to, symbiotic with the same energy. This person has some sort of monitoring software on a child's computer that they have repaired. This person is a predator. A predator. They're going to be lucky that all they get is RICO charges. This person is using the hard drives of other people to store their disgusting, illegal digital photo album. Fool in reverse. Oh boy. See, the person that they messed with, that person has their own little gift here. This Fool in reverse, I'm going to say that there is a savvy child out there that is going to catch their own predator. I'm getting all this downloading as it's not the cards. That's why I'm like paused, like, duh. So this kid knows. This kid's tech savvy themselves. They're going to catch their own predator. How are they going to catch their own predator? Two of Wands in the reverse. I just heard, I know a bear trap when I see it. I'm not stupid enough to step into it. Somebody's a wise ass. This is the kid that's the wise ass. So somebody here is I'm just going to say a cyber criminal of every kind and a pervert of the worst type. We've got somebody here that's into stealing, working on computers, maybe taking people's pictures off their hard drives, of their families, keeping them, passwords, banking information, keystroke software, remote viewing software, like dialing into somebody's hard drive, leaving it connected to whatever their business is so they can see it on the back end without the kid knowing or the person involved knowing. This is mainly to steal money, but this person is a pervert. King of Swords in the reverse. Look, they misuse their position, period. They misuse, it's a cover, it's a front for what they really are. This is how this person covers for their perversion. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. It's a business front. It's a skill set that's used in the negative. It's a business front. This person pretends to be or actually does this, but I don't know, being into this tech side of things, this tech software shit, hardware, swapping it out, installing things, remote viewing, bridging the gap between their job and their crime life. I believe this is how it becomes an organized crime, a white-collar crime. Tell me about the RICO charges, please. The wrong person's information is a minor. Envy in reverse. This has nothing to do with wanting something that somebody else has and everything to do with exploitation. Door to Spirit. This child is protected. This is how their gifts themselves is going to develop. This child is gifted themselves. Like I said, this child has a very tech savvy, but I think that they're also spiritually inclined, but maybe not developed yet. Page of Swords, it has the information, but not the application or the context. So I think this child knows what's going on. I think they're not stupid enough to step into the bear trap. Broken heart is here. All right. Blackmail, cyber bullying this child now. This child is not susceptible to the bullying. Like I said, I'm not stupid enough to step in the bear trap. This kid can't be bullied too much. All tied up. This kid is so tech savvy and aware of what's happening that they are being set up and trapped somehow, that they have reversed something onto this cyber criminal. This child could also be what's the word I'm looking for? Not bait. Task force, where they pretend to be a child online. I think that maybe this person hacked the wrong, like this kid is a task force agent. Remember I said in the beginning, all this equipment could come from old offices, extra shit that you find at like thrift stores, donation bins, crimes, people that walk in and say, hey, I my shit broke, can you fix it for me? And the person's like, yeah, but I'm just gonna palm this fucking hard drive and I'm gonna wipe your information off of it for myself. And they just don't say that. Well, they've done this to who they think is a kid, and this person, their work is a cover for their perversions. Remember that. So I think they took the bait here. 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. This is the crown chakra. Something told this kid, maybe even Archangel Uriel specifically, that this was something to be wary of, something to be afraid of. It raised their hackles. It like chills down your spine in between your shoulder blades for this kid. What message did this person send? I'm treading on really dark territory, you guys. I'm gonna make it as made for TV friendly as I can, but I'm treading on very, very, very dark territory here. This person is a cyber predator of every type. Financial, sexual, underage, the type that preys on kids and elderly people, people that aren't savvy when it comes to technology, people that might have assets that they can pilfer, that would have no recourse because they don't know any better. Hey, can you fix my computer for me? Well, yeah, but hold on. Let me just copy everything and install this little keystroke so I know all of your passwords and things like that. And when you sign on or when you sign off, let me remote view you through your own webcam. I don't even have to get into your house. Divergence. Yeah, this person's different, that's for sure. There is the right way and the wrong way, and this person does everything wrong. They've always been described as off. This person's trying to cover up the fact that they are a PDF file. Wisdom. Wise ass. I'm telling you right now, the kid isn't really a kid. This person is, I'm going to call him a young white hat, okay? This person is not really a kid. They're pretending to be a kid. They're in here to catch a predator like Chris fucking Hansen. What does this have to do with their identity being stolen? The hunter. All right, this kid saw the trap. They felt like they were being hunted. They felt like eyes were on them at all times. They could feel somebody watching them. Look at the wolf. Look at the wolf. They could feel somebody watching them like that. Just eyes on them, salivating, waiting to strike. Here's the kicker. The moon. The kid's keeping this secret. The kid isn't saying anything. But the feds know what's going on. There's an investigation. That's why. Okay. The investigators took notice, and the inquiry shifted from the suspect being a suspect to them being a victim of identity and financial theft. This person's using this child's information, like online. Maybe they've got a phone, so it's like pinging their location as this person. But it's not them. That's why the cell phone locations and surveillance records aren't matching up. How can you ping here and ping here while we've got eyes on you at the same time? What is this kid doing to be watched? I think this person, I don't know. I don't think the kid knows, or I think the kid is just a ruse. I really do. Protection just flew out. I think somebody thinks they're talking to a kid, but they're really talking to law enforcement. I think somebody's pretending to be this kid, but I think this kid also knows that somebody's doing something weird. But I think what they're noticing that's weird is the law enforcement monitoring them to catch the predator. So I think the kid is maybe working for themselves to find out who's watching them. Entanglement. Yeah, it's kind of messy, isn't it? Okay, so not only are we stealing hard drives, stealing identities, stealing people's information, now we're remote watching them through their own devices. Children through their own devices. Meanwhile, we've all got our phone in our face all day long, giving people an up close, whoever this is that is hacked into somebody's stuff. The police are also hacked into somebody's stuff, and they're watching everything, including who's monitoring the keystrokes. Mischief. Who's fucking around? They're about to find out. Strength. Bottom of the deck. Right under Archangel Uriel, too. The hammer of God's about to fucking hit somebody. Full force. So, speaking of the gods, if the surveillance records aren't matching, if somebody's looking through the camera watching somebody that's underage, but the police also have eyes on their IP address, why are they not in jail yet? That's that vested. They have to get enough information to make sure shit's gonna stick. They can't get out of none of it. Festivities, trickery. Oh, they actually have to catch this person. They have to catch this person in the middle of trying to arrange interaction in person. It's a setup. They're going to send somebody in to bust this person. Strife in reverse. This person isn't even going to put up a fight. They're not even going to put up a fight. When they get caught, they're just going to crumple like a stuffed animal in the corner. The future. That's their fate. Those be the 3 fates, folks. This person's not even going to fight. Once they know they're caught, they're caught. Avarice. They're not even going to fight because they know how people treat people like them and they don't want to get hurt. This is a coward. This is a disgusting human being. How are you going to watch kids through their fucking cell phones? How are you going to remote view somebody by stealing their hardware when they think that they're hiring you for a real job? How are you going to hack people and steal their money? How are you going to do this and think you're not going to get caught? This is really, somebody don't think right. Somebody's really messed up in the head. Success. This is how they thought they were going to get ahead in life. You need to go potty again. This is the 2nd time during the reading. You have to stay out this time. You have to stay out this time. All right. This person doesn't want to get their ass beat. And they think that this is how they're going to be successful, by stealing people's information, by having fake accounts, by identity theft, by remote dialing into people's computers and watching them through their webcams. What kind of perversion is this? This is definitely under RICO. Forgiveness. This person's This person's going to have the audacity to actually ask, I'm sorry, can you please forgive me? If you are watching, no, just no. God says no. If you're the type of person that's going to do things like that to children, let alone, old people, yes. Regular aged people, yes. At least you're committing crimes against people that are old enough and wise enough to defend themselves somewhat. Children are off limits. All the fucking way off limits. That's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Yeah, they did this to the wrong person's information. It was an underage person whose information they stole. They think they're talking to this person. It's really the cops. Loneliness. This person has a preferred type. Somebody who's in chat rooms a lot. Somebody who talks shit about their parents a lot. Somebody who doesn't have a lot going for them. This person might even be using chat rooms to hunt like they do on the Roblox. Looking for vulnerable people, no matter what age. Just vulnerability. Where are you vulnerable? I want to know. Only predators look for soft spots. Freedom. They look, the type this person looks for is antisocial, aggro, full of teenage angst, with the freedom to run around without a bunch of supervision. Oh, I'm really uncomfortable. I really don't like this. I'm really, really, really personally uncomfortable with this reading. Service in the reverse. This person is not doing their job because they like their job. They're doing their job because of the proximity it gets them to prey. Whatever prey they want, whether it's they need money, so they're going to take advantage of a little old person and steal their retirement out of their bank. Whether it's somebody like this and they're going to remote dial into their computer and just sit and watch them while they sleep and shit like that. Or while they do whatever in private in their room. Imagine. a teenager doing private things in their room and somebody watching that just makes me fucking enraged. If y'all don't know how I feel right about now, in this day and age with the Epstein files out there, Ellie Nestler is my hero. Unfortunately, she's passed away. She killed her son's molester. Not am I saying anybody should ever go out and harm another person. I don't like people that harm other people, but the only good pedophile is a dead fucking pedophile. That's how I really feel. Three of Swords in the reverse. So the forgiveness that somebody wants, there that is again. Somebody just is going to be begging, pleading, not to be taken to jail. Please don't take me away. Please don't take me away. Please don't take me away. I'm going to say right now, I am being given the clarity that no child has been physically touched by this person. I don't know why I'm being told to clarify that. This person observing is bad enough because it's a violation in and of itself. But no child has been physically assaulted or harmed by this particular person. They're still going to prison. Rico. Six of Pentacles, Nine of Wands in the reverse. This person is not going to be able to pay a lawyer to get them out of this. They are not going to get out of this. They're not the victim in the situation. They're not. You cannot play victim. You cannot sit here and beg for forgiveness. Please help me get out of this. Oh my God, please help me get out of this. Nobody's going to take dirty fucking money from a pedo. And if they do, they're not going to do a good job. Nine of Wands in the reverse. This person wants to play victim so badly. So how does this kid, the star, the situations, the kids are going to be okay. They have not been physically harmed. There is no other healing of this situation that can be done for this person over here. All I gotta say to whoever this energy is about, they better hope that they get put in protective custody. They better hope that they've got isolation, 23 in a cell. 1 hour a day to shit, shower, shave, and exercise and eat. Have fun. At least then you won't get made into mincemeat by the other prisoners in Gen Pop. I don't know who this is, but tell me about this Rico. How does it get to racketeering and corrupt organizations? Two of Wands. Well, you had to have a plan, a business plan to run the business to begin with, and then you knew what you were going to do with the business. You took identities. It was intentional. These are not accidental crimes. These are plotted. These are strategies. Three of Cups, Chariot reverse, Five of Cups reverse, bottom of the deck, Empress reverse. Oh. And then the Magician at the bottom of the deck. So this is a strategy this person had to be able to fund their life of celebration, fun, no responsibilities, party time, drinking, clubbing, spending lavishly on other people's identities. All at the same time, but what's the thing that's going to get this person wrapped up? Chariot in reverse. What's the thing that's going to take him to jail? What's the thing that's going to take him to jail? Something's going to be recovered. Five of Cups in the reverse. Restored. Somebody's going to restore something on one of that person's hard drives. Empress in reverse, that they didn't create the file. Could not have originated on that machine. And because it couldn't have originated on that machine, that's what's going to get this person caught up and sent to jail. That means that they've transmitted something over the internet that was illegal to transmit, whatever it is. Whether it being a wire transfer, whether it being photographs, whether it being video images, like remote viewing somebody's computer or their cell phone and transmitting it over a large screen, a jumbotron or some shit, for like a major audience or whatever. This person could be redistributing something. Could be information, selling people's data, selling people's IP addresses, selling people's banking information, selling people's social security numbers, selling images. Ugh. The sun, exposure, it's over. Somebody took notice. Somebody sees something loud and clear. The roaches are scattering. This person might jump, like this person's having contemplation of ending their existence. They don't want to be in a cage. This person couldn't handle 23 hours lockdown, knowing that they would have to be in protective custody. This person's having ideation of ending their own existence. Page of Cups in the reverse. This person's not allowed to feel sorry for themselves, is what I'm hearing. Stupid is as stupid does. You're not allowed to feel sorry for yourself, Spirit said. No cleansing, no baptism, no begging for forgiveness, no absolution from the Most High. Condemned. Condemned. To servitude, to hell. Soul is broken. Six of Pentacles. This person's about to be on the receiving end of their karmic comeuppance. They're going to get exactly what they deserve. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Remember, in the beginning, we have that over here too. That was one person, one job, one opportunity, one victim you should have left alone. The one person that you should have left alone. The wrong person's information. That child, I guess, has been under some sort of surveillance. Something about the child's identity. Two of Swords. Every time they try to use the child's information or credentials, it's like blocked for them. And then Two of Wands, nothing works. Nothing they plot, nothing they plan, nothing they strategize. None of that is working for them all of a sudden. And it's because there's somebody in the background seeing what's going on. So I'm going to pull one more round of cards and kind of get a little police information on this. So tell me about RICO charges under the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. How is this person Like, why is the kid being watched, first of all? Is it for their protection? Strength in reverse and the Hierophant. Whoa. Okay. Straight up. God is protecting those that can't protect themselves. This is somebody who can't defend themselves. They don't even know that they should be defending themselves, so God's stepping in. Ace of Swords. Cutting off all energetic projections, cutting off all access, clarifying the truth, showing loud and clear who the perpetrator is. I'm getting right now with these two swords. That song by Johnny Cash, run on for a long time, but tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Run on for a long time. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. All right, then we've got the Five of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Ten of Cups. Look, this here is the end of this person. I don't think this person understands that their remote access of this particular child's computer has been seen from keystroke 1 by investigators. There's something already, the child's already got an eye on them for some other reason, okay? And the person they're busted. They're caught up. And it's going to be like, you're still going to have a happy ending here. The kid's going to have a happy ending because this person's going to go to jail. They're going to go to prison. They're going to get caught. Remember how I said something about the kid said, I could spy a bear trap a mile away. I'm not going to step in it. Well, the person's going to step in their own trap that's trying to access this kid. Page of Wands in the reverse and the Two of Wands in the reverse. Wrong action, and you did not plan accordingly. You came for the wrong person, you did the wrong thing, you made the wrong choice, you jumped when you felt froggy, and now you strategize on the wrong person here. What's going to be the final outcome with this? I would like just a major arcana. What's going to be the final outcome for this perpetrator? Please and thank you. Strength in limbo across strength right here. Oh boy, it's going to take a lot for you to survive what you're going to have to live through. Spirit says stay strong. It's either going to be major isolation and it's going to take strength of characters to survive, or it's going to take physical strength and you're going to be fighting people off left and right physically because of what your crimes are. So what's going to be the outcome for the person whose information and whose computer has been remote accessed? The child in question. What is going to happen there? Judgment. Somebody's fucking going down. Somebody's going down. It's over for them because it was somebody that was underage. Somebody crossed a line, crossed a boundary. And now they're ready to jump off a fucking bridge. You got judgment. Period. You're busted. You're caught. You're gross. You don't deserve to be mingling about with regular people in society because you're a dredge. You're gonna be lucky if you can play it off that it was an accidental access to a minor's webcam or cell phone or router or IP address. What makes it not an accident is returning and going back a second time. You can commit crimes all day long without crossing certain lines. There's even codes of ethics in criminals, actually more so than in most of society. There's standards to be held. And this person right here, they're going to make enemies of the cops. They ain't got no friends in society because of what they are. And if this access is accidental, they have still committed financial crimes, still committed cyber crimes, still committed cyber stalking, cyber bullying crimes, and still can go to prison. Doesn't even have anything to do with fact that, oops, even if it wasn't an oops, if it was an on purpose, you think anybody's going to believe it was an oops? If somebody has a whole warehouse or a whole business made off of repairing stuff, and half the people's stuff that this person has repaired have had financial or like title fraud or credit card fraud done in their name. I'm getting apartments, home loans, vehicle loans, credit cards where this person's an authorized signer on the account so they can use the ID when they get carded for using the credit card. Like, this person is very, very meticulous in their work, but they're not so crafty. They got caught. And I don't know if this person's aware that they're caught for what they've done. But I think that the fact that there may not be enough to prosecute you on financial crimes, but once you cross over into the dealings with underage human beings, you are absolutely fucked and deserve to have, I don't know, torture come back. I'm of the generation, my uncle worked for San Quentin prison, and he actually was there, employed, and a witness to the day that Robert Alton Harris was executed in the gas chamber. That man came home from the prison with t-shirts that had a picture of the San Quentin gas chamber on it that said plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is, like Alka-Seltzer. Not so funny looking back. That man also brought home stuff out of Charles Manson's cell that I've actually touched with my own hands. So let's just say that things in prison aren't going to be so pleasant for somebody. Things aren't going to be so pleasant. You better pray that you're in solitary confinement, isolation, 23-hour lockup, because the accidental access is a bullshit story, is what I'm going to say. Everybody else will think. With this punishable by up to 20 years to life in prison, forfeiture of all assets, everything this person's ever earned off of their business, every person they've ever stolen from, every dollar they've ever taken, they have to pay back and make reparations and make restitution and have interest and asshole tax added on top of them going to prison. This person's life is over, but the only thing they care about is not being seen as somebody who dials into kids' computers. I don't think anybody's going to believe this person. I really don't. I think the information will get around even if they don't get charged for it, because that's how the law enforcement system works. Oh, I'm cringed out, you guys. I need to cleanse after that. I'm just really grossed out by this whole reading. I'm really fucking disgusted by it. I really... can't handle it. Can't handle it. Gonna close it out. I'm sorry if this reading offended anybody. The topic is rather sensitive. And here's the deal. This person might not have a history of this. This might be a one-off. but it's definitely going to be the thing that they go down for. It's definitely going to be the thing that, I'm going to say, seals their coffin. Shit. All right, you guys, I'm going to close the reading, and I will see you guys on the next one. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. You guys kick ass and take names, and don't forget, if I can manage to not be a piece of shit after everything that I've been through, then so the fuck can you. Black Betty out.